Hey guys, welcome to Whispers of Charleston. My name is Savannah. Today we're going to do the French Huguenot immigrants that came to Charleston. So the French Protestants, known as Huguenots, who fled religious persecution under Louis XIV, had a significant impact on the early Charlestown colony. Most traveled first to England and then to the Carolina, where they were drawn by a promotional campaign sponsored by the Lords Proprietors, which with the promise of religious freedom. The first known Huguenot immigrants arrived on board the Richmond in 1680, and most arrived in Carolina before 1700. In 1699, 195 people were listed as refugees of the French Church of Charlestown. About 200 others moved to four outlying settlements: Santee, established in 1685, Orange Quarter, now St. Denis, established in 1687, Goose Creek, established in 1694, and Wantou, known as St. John's Berkeley, established in 1701. Though many arrived impoverished, I'm sorry guys, the Huguenot skills and educations allowed them to quickly establish themselves as merchants and craftsmen. Shortly after their arrival, many held great wealth and power. They exerted such a strong influence that they initially earned the amnesty of British colonists, but by the 1730s, Huguenots were largely English-speaking and assimilated into the life of the colony. Many Huguenots' names figure in the history of the city, such as Ravenel, Gilliard, Porcher, Lawrence, and Masnac. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, y'all let me know, please. Thank you. And to name a few, recent scholarships has shown that during the 1690s, most lots in Charlestown were laid out for French Protestants, or on the south and north side of Broad Street, west of Meeting, as well as lots on King Street and south of Broad. Two lots on the east side of King between Broad and Trad Streets were known as the French Churchyard. Two other large groups of Frenchmen came to South Carolina in 1755. More than 1,000 Acadian exiles were sent to the colony from Nova Scotia. They stayed only a short time before moving on to the West Indies and Louisiana. From 1793 until the Republic of Haiti was declared in 1804, about 500 refugees from Saint Domingue, I guess we call it Saint Domingue, but Saint Dominique, came to the city during the Haitian Revolution. As with the Acadians, at least some of these refugees moved to Louisiana or elsewhere in votaries of Apollo, Porticon of concert music in Charleston, South Carolina. Dr. Nicholas Butler asserts that between 1793 to circa 1820, Haitian refugees dominated Charleston culture life, including music, dancing, education, especially language instruction and visual arts, and other areas. Haitian refugees also found Charleston's Société de France de Befancy in 1860. Charleston's Huguenot Church is the only surviving Huguenot church in the United States to remain independently of the domination and retain the historic literature of French. Protestant Church, the Huguenot Society of South Carolina, located at 138 Logan Street, houses records and sustainable library relating to the history and genealogy of Huguenots. So the Huguenot Society of South Carolina. The Huguenot Society of South Carolina was established in 1885 to preserve the memory of Huguenots who left France prior to the proclamation of the Edict of Tolerance in 1787. Today, the society has nearly 2,000 members who are the descendants of those Huguenots. Memberships in the society is open to those who can document that they are descendants in the male or female line of a Huguenot who immigrated to America prior to November 28th of 1787. The society seeks to preserve the memory of those Huguenot families and to promote a better understanding of their values and culture. Genealogy records are maintained at the society located at 138 Logan Street and are available for research. And so South Carolina Society of 1751 by Skip Johnson of South Carolina Society. In the mid 1730s, a French Huguenot named Eliza Poncet owned a tavern in Charleston, but his business was not doing well. Several of his friends helped by spending an evening or two each week at the establishment. Soon they extended the purpose by contributing 2 bits, a British 16 pence, or roughly a U.S. quarter, a week to fund help members in need. Their camaraderie, there we go, I'm sorry, y'all, and reputation grew, and they became known as the Two-Bit Society. When Poncet's business grew to the point where he no longer needed their charity, the friends decided to keep their associations alive by formalizing it with a focus on education. The Provincial General Assembly incorporated them as the French Society on May 1st of 1751, and King George II confirmed it as the Court of St. James on December 20th of 1752. Soon afterward, members changed the name to the South Carolina Society and began including non-French members. The society built the South Carolina Society Hall at 72 Meeting Street as a school for orphans and indigents and a meeting place for society members. Gabriel Manacle, a social member known as Charleston's Gentleman Architect, designed the building, which was constructed between 1799 and 1804, and embodies the Federal and Greek Revival architect styles. The society's first meeting there was July 24th of 1804. The Frederick Windsor design portico was added in 1825. The first floor was used to school orphans and indigents, and the second floor was a ballroom for society purposes. The school ended in 1826 when the first floor became a secondary school with both a male academy and a female academy. The academy closed in 1841. Since then, the hall has been used primarily for the society's purpose, social events, other organizations, meetings, as well as motion picture locations. In keeping with the society's original purpose, however, a proportion of the proceeds from rentals are used to provide scholarships at the area schools. Alright, sorry for that lengthy, wordy section. Again, that was for the French Huguenots, and then we're going to be off to the Charleston Jews community on the next episode. So I hope y'all are enjoying this. So please come follow, like, share, follow the Facebook group, the Instagram group. Please share and like the podcast. 5-star ratings are a great help. Greatly appreciate it. All right, thank you, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.